Hi, I'm pretty sure you guys are loving this series of books on Indian literature that you must read. I have been loving making this list so much. I'm back with another video today. So hold tight. We're going to talk about more Indian books that you must add to your TBR or books that you must really buy right now. And by the end of the video, if you like it, please like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. You know the drill. Everything is going to be in the description box below. With that said, let's get into today's video. Today, I am super excited to share this list that honestly I feel should be on everybody's must read list of books to read. These are not just stories, they are experiences that take you through India's hearts, mind, and soul. From exploring the layers of caste and class to unveiling love and identity, this list has something that will speak to all of you, no matter what kind of reader you are. So let's get comfortable and jump right in. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pooja at A Book by the Window. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are reading good. Contrary to my usual complaint about it being very hot back in India, today I'm really happy with the hair situation that we have going on today. It truly feels like I have had a blowout, but it's just one of those good hair days that I'm going to cherish and enjoy for a few days until they go limp again. But with that positive attitude, with that something to feel grateful for today, let's get into today's video. It's going to be a very heartwarming list, and I'm pretty sure even if you pick one book from this lot, you're going to come back to this video and thank me later, which you definitely should. And also, I have read all of these books, so I'm not going to recommend something that I did not like, that I haven't read yet. But whatever I do read, I'm going to come here and recommend it very wholeheartedly. That is my job here, and if you think I'm doing my job to the best of my abilities, make sure you like this video, comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, help me monetize this channel as soon as possible. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome back to this channel. If you are an old subscriber, I always am very humbled by your support, by all of you guys messages, comments that you do on these videos. It really helped me keep afloat and sane, because it takes a lot of time making these videos. I have to take time from my main job, edit it, everything I am doing on my own, and I feel I'm shining at it, but I would still like some feedback on my videos. I would also like to see some recognition for all the hard work that I'm doing, but that's not your problem today. Your problem is only to see this video and get yourself these books. We are starting really strong here by the first book in the list being this very popular classic, Untouchable by Mulk Raj Anand. I have heard this book ever since I was a little kid. We would hear about it in our general knowledge class, in our history class, and it's only now at 30 that I have been able to read this book and I have all the good things to talk about it. This is a book that pulls no punches. Set in pre-independence India, it follows the life of Bhaka, a young boy from the lowest rung of society, the so-called untouchables. Through his eyes, we experience the everyday humiliations and restrictions that are imposed by the adulteration of the caste system. Anand's writing is fairly straightforward, but it is also very deeply evocative. When you're going to read this story, you're going to find yourself feeling how Bhaka would feel when he's walking through the weight of the stairs that he encounters, but also his small moments of rebellion and hope. Isn't it better to have more control over yourself than on the world? This is a line from the book that really spoke to me. This novel is a powerful reminder that history is not just dates and events, it is about people and their struggle with their own dignity. Of course, it is a must read if you want to understand the complex fabric of India's social landscape. Next book in the list is The Adivasi Will Not Dance by Ansa Shekhar. It is a collection of short stories. This book gives voice to the Adivasis, a very indigenous community specific to the Indian landscape and their forests. We all know their story through media, through news. They are often pushed through the margins, both literally and figuratively. These stories are very raw and they don't shy away from showing the exploitation and violence that is often faced by these communities. What I really liked about this book is how it connects the political with something that is deeply personal. The characters in the book are just not symbols. They are very living, breathing people fighting for their survival, dignity, and a sense of peace. A really heartfelt quote from the book goes like, "A man will only dance for himself, not for anyone else's pleasure." If you want to read a book that challenges you, causes you to think about the invisible stories that we so often overlook, that we also do not know about, then this book is for you. Switching gears to something that is more tender, the third book in the list is Prem Kabutar by Manav Kaur. I bet you I have a copy of this book, but not here. It is in my California apartment, very warmly sitting on my second-hand bookshelf. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this book is going to make this list with all the shining stars. Manav Kaul is one of my favorite authors. When I want to go for a Hindi book, I'm trying to get back into Hindi reading again. I have sort of gotten off the bandwagon, but I would still like to read a lot of cultural books and books in my own native language. Try to learn back Hindi in a way, and his books are something that really speaks to me because they have a very lyrical prose. The storytelling is amazing and it doesn't feel very overbearing to me whenever I have a chance to pick them up. This little gem in particular is a story about love, nostalgia, and the beauty of fleeting moments. If you have read a Manav Kaul book before, or even if you haven't, you would know that there is a certain beauty in the way Manav Kaul writes his books, writes about the everyday emotions and very mundane things. It is poetic without being over the top. It is simple yet very profound. Truly, reading this book feels like having a conversation with an old friend where the silences speaks as much as the words. It is one of those books that will keep you reflecting long after you have done reading it, and you would also find yourself reaching back in your bookshelf to look back on the lines that you have underlined while you read them. It is that kind of book. It is just something that you want to keep it close to your heart and visit ever so often, feel that nostalgia and punch of love again through Manav Kaul's words. Manav Kaul says it's in the spaces between words where true feelings lives. If you are looking for a book that truly feels like a warm hug and a gentle reminder to savor those little moments, Prem Kabutar is going to be the book that you're going to keep on your bedside on those warm October nights, and it is going to keep you very warm company. I bet you on that. Next up on the list is Cobalt Blue by Sachin Kundalkar. I promise you I had a copy of this book, but I gave it away when I was wrapping up everything from London. I had a little meet and greet with a few followers from Instagram, and I thought it's a good gift to give them. Is the gift of the books that I own. And even then, I just gave it away because it was a hardback. I didn't want to carry it with me all across continents, but it is a story that really spoke to me about the essence of warm nights in India and how hot and humid they can be, but how passionate they are. And this is a book that talks about passion through the eyes of two men. Let me tell you this, that this book is a masterpiece of emotions. It is about a young boy and a young girl. Both of them fall in love with the same man, the brother and the sister, who has this man as their tenant in their house. At first glance, it looks like it is a love triangle, but it is much more than that. It is about identity, love, loss, happiness, loneliness, and the ever constant struggle of making meaning in love and loss and guilt and an identity that you do not want to accept. What makes the book stand out is its dual narrative. You're going to read about both the brothers and the sisters' perspective and how they process their heartbreak in completely different ways. It is beautifully intimate, almost like reading someone's personal life. Love isn't something that you find, it's something that you do. This is a very powerful quote from the book that I have underlined and highlighted. It really spoke to me and it has stayed with me long after I gave away the book. This is a book that is going to make you question how well you know the people you love and how well you know yourself. It's perfect for those readers who like emotionally charged, passionate, reads, one that also tells a very thought-provoking story. Fifth book in the list is our very own The White Tiger by Arvind Adiga. This is a popular book that won the Booker Prize. It also went on to be the inspiration of a very popular movie by the same name featuring Priyanka Chopra, both of which I have had the pleasure of experiencing. The book and the movie, I liked both of them. This is a book that is sharp and witty as it is dark and unsettling. This book gives us the rise of Balram Halwai, a man from the underclass who becomes a very successful entrepreneur. Well, let's just say through very questionable actions and decisions. His writing is very biting, and through Balram's eyes, through his account, you see the picture of a scathing India, a criticism for the modern world that so often say we are independent and we are devoid of any class struggles, but it is ever so present in our society still. The vast chasm between the rich and the poor, the corruption, the violence, and the desire for freedom at any cost. A powerful quote from the book goes like, "The trustworthiness of the servants is the basis of India's economy." It is a fast-paced, very highly engaging, and a brutally honest account of the social inequalities that are still prevalent in the Indian landscape. If you are looking for something that is both witty, sarcastic, and yet provokes an emotion in you, this is going to be the book for you. You will not be disappointed by the end of it. It is extremely fast paced, engaging, it makes you think, it makes you be riled up by some things that we see around us all the time and yet we overlook, and probably you're going to question Balram's morality, but you will understand why he did what he did by the end of it. The video is not over yet. I'm not going to leave this one without a bonus book in the list. If you have made it so far, this is going to be a special addition to the list, one that is not very often talked about. I'm talking about a very beautiful book, The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay. This is a very special kind of book. The book takes you from the bustling city of Bangalore to the very remote, tense landscape of Kashmir. This book is more than just a journey through the physical spaces. It is a journey into grief, guilt, and the complexities of human relationships. Shalini, the protagonist, is grieving the loss of her mother, but what starts as a search for answers about her mother's past becomes an entanglement with the political tensions in Kashmir. It is a beautifully written book, complete with its vivid description about the mountains, the lush green, and you're gonna find yourself being placed in those mountains as you read the story. At the same time, it makes you question and confront some difficult truths about power and privilege. As Madhuri Vijay points out through this story, you can run as far as you want, but you can't outrun your past. If you love books that blend personal introspection with larger socio-political issues, The Far Field is going to be the book for you. And with that, we are at the end of this very wonderful list. I try to make sure I include books from all genres, some translated works. You're going to find some commonalities in all of these books because they are set on a very raw landscape and include political tensions, political landscape that happens around India. But I am not going to be the one to tell you that these are not real stories. This happens with us every single day, even today. And even though we are an independent nation now, there are small problems that need fixing. And I always say that books are going to be the things that open up our mind to different cultures and help us respect those difference of opinions and cultures. That is why I try to promote and encourage you reading these books that are going to change your worldview. Please make sure you have some time to read at least one book from the Lord, and I am sure it's going to bring a small change in our society when you hear about other stories in the context that it is written. With that said, let me know in the comment section below if there is a particular book that you have already read and liked, what you think of the video, and please like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. Share this video with your friends or family members who would benefit from this list. I will take your leave for today. In the meantime, I hope you guys get to read some very nice, warm, cozy, and thought-provoking books. All of these books have a space in this world, and all of these books tell some valid stories. I will take your leave for today. I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy reading.